I feel physically sick. I was planning on ranking all of the eyeshadow palettes that I have been testing this year. So not eyeshadow palettes that has launched, but eyeshadow palettes that I've tried. There's so many. There's so many. Like, what the F is going on? But instead of doing that, because I haven't really fully tested every single palette out, I thought that I would just talk about the best ones today. But leave me a leave me a like, or leave me a little trophy emoji, this one, if you wanted to see when I rank all of the palettes that I have tested out for the year of 2021. Today, I have 12 palettes to talk about today. And none of them are on my eyes. Today I'm actually wearing this Kaleidos palette. This is the Kaleidos Sashimi City palette. Beautiful, beautiful palette. I did film this little makeup. That video is not up yet, so stay tuned. Subscribe to my channel in case you want to. And let's just get into it. On this channel, we are transparent, we are honest to each other, we don't bullshit around. So I did want to say that not all of these palettes have been like tested out to the absolute filth. Just so you're aware, the first eyeshadow palette I wanted to talk about is actually from Oda's Eye, and this is a palette that I haven't fully tested out. And just mind you, just be mindful of the fact that I am not ranking today. That one I can save for another video. But this is the Oda's Eye Røde palette. Oda's Eye is a Swedish brand. I'm Swedish. A lot of people came for me when I talked about the Freja collection because they said that I pronounced it wrong. Bitch, I'm Swedish. I know how to pronounce Freja. It's not Freja, 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 Freja. Gotta keep it to the OGs. Okay, sorry. But this is the mini, no, it's the Røde palette. I have a video where I tested this one out and I was blown away. This eyeshadow palette is pure perfection. This is beautiful. If I could remove one shade, it would be this one. Not because it doesn't suit into the palette, just I don't like lavender grays. It's just not something I use, but that's it. That's my biggest gripe with this palette. It's beautiful, the shimmers are beautiful, the mattes, oh my god, I wish that Oda's Eye would do these kinds of mattes all the time because I would get them all. They are like, this is stunning. This is definitely one of their best palettes, and if you are aware and if you have followed me for a while, you know that I'm not obsessed with Oda's Eye. I think that they have some okay palettes, then they have some really shitty ones, and then they have this amazing formula, and I really wish that they would make this formula more. A little quad that I wanted to talk about, which is all shimmers, is from Bobbi Brown. This quad is incredible. I saw that they came out with a rose one as well, and kind of just really wanted. What I love about this is that it is in different formulas. So this one is like a super foiled and metallic shade, this one as well, and these two are a little bit more subdued. This one I have been loving and I've been mixing these two, but this one is just like a great transition between like a shimmer and a matte. So, you know, this is obviously a shimmer, but what I mean is that if you place this next to a matte, it just gets a really nice transition. Just amazing formula. It is pretty hefty when it comes to the price, but it's OMG how pretty it is. And I also love the fact that you get a gold, you get this beautiful champagne, you get this beautiful cool tone purple, and you get this orange. So you get a wide variety of shades that is like everyday friendly and different formulas, and I love that. I love the palette, I love the quad. Mwah! Love it. Now Nicholas is coming home. No, my neighbor. We talked about... Let's talk about a affordable palette. This is from Beautybay. This is the new Romance palette. They actually launched this year. This was launched for Valentine's, and this is still available in case you wanted to get it. The color story isn't unique, but what I love about it is that you have this beautiful green in it. It's like a gold green. It's not a green, but it is a golden green, and it just stands out in this palette. This shade and like all of these shades are just beautiful. I love Beautybay's shimmer formula. I think that they are incredible. The mattes work beautifully. I have seen some people say that this is a dupe for the Natasha de Nona Love palette, and I don't think that was ever their intention, but they are similar. Now, which one do I prefer? Maybe this one actually, because it has way more of my browns that I love. The Natasha de Nona Love palette has those cooler tone purples that I'm not too fond of, versus this that has all of the neutral, warm brown, boring shades that I tend to love. But Natasha's shimmers are prettier because they have more sparkle to them. They are a little bit more duochromy, versus these that are a little bit more foiled. They are a little bit more opaque and foiled. Since we are on the topic of Natasha de Nona Love, let's talk about the mini Love palette. Did I say that I had 12 palettes? I actually brought one with me. I can see right now that I've never used, so I must have grabbed it by mistake. So I have 11 palettes, sorry. This is the Mini Love palette. I think that this is gorgeous. And what I love about it is this shade right up here. I love the other shades as well, obviously, but this shade is so unique. It is reminding me of the gingerbread spice palette, and also one shade that I've used today from Kaleidos, this pinky shade from the Sashimi City palette. It's just like a beautiful duochrome that is like a pink that has a little bit of peach in it. It's stunning. You also have some beautiful mattes right here, and I feel like you need nothing else. This is a perfect mini palette, and I just think that these little palettes are super cute. And I never talk about travel friendly makeup because I don't really care. I would bring a ginormous palette if I wanted to bring a ginormous palette, but they are great for travel if you are the kind of person that travels in a pandemic. Let's just talk about my other little mini palette. This one was not launched this year. This is the mini nude palette from Natasha de Nona. I really want her to do like a big nude palette. I know she's come out with like the bronze palette, but I don't give a flying F. I want her to do the mini or the big nude palette, maybe in the $65 range, because that's my sweet spot. This one looks a little bit beat up because I actually tried to depot this shade. I wanted to put in another shade in here, but these are the palettes from her that's not magnetic, which is a con. I hate that about these palettes, but it's fine, it's whatever. But I just think that this is stunning. I also really enjoy this one, which is like a duochrome with a little bit of green in it. It's so unique, and it's, you know, my perfect brown shades. I need nothing else. It's my perfect light shimmer shade. Perfect, I love it. This one, oh my God, this shade, the foilness and the sparkle to them are beautiful compared to, let me just show this one, the Mini Love and the bronze palette. Now this isn't as sparkly and foiled as this one is, so they are in different formulas, which I love about her, because even though she comes out with sometimes similar shades, they are in different formulas, and that's just amazeballs. Let's go for another indie brand, shall we? Kaleidos. Kaleidos has come out with, now that I'm filming, 2 palettes this year. Is it only 2? I think it's only 2, yes. One that was a collaboration with Angelica Nyqvist, another Swedish gal here on YouTube. Angelica is also Swedish. As I said, I will link her down below. Definitely go ahead and check her out. She is beautiful. She's really beautiful. She's a stunning woman. And they also did the Futurism palette. This one holds my heart. Again, I've gone way more neutral. This is, by the way, the palette that Angelica did with Kaleidos. This is the Club Nebula palette. So I've gone way more neutral this year than I've ever done. Don't care. This is my fun side in a palette. This is just gorgeous. I think that the shades are absolutely phenomenal. She did a great job. I've raved about this palette so many times. Like, I love the fact that the layout that she did, because everything goes together row by row. Now you can mix, you can do different things, but they are beautiful in combination with each other, like row by row, in case you don't really know what to do. I also love the fact that she included like some of these shades, shimmer shades, they are toppers. They are not like foiled shades, but they're toppers. And as you can see right here, like for instance, this shade from Kaleidos, it's also a topper. It's where it has a lot of sparkle to it, but it doesn't have a lot of base. Like, it's not like a foiled shadow, if you know what I mean. And I love that. Beautiful shades, blends out beautifully, stunning, stunning palette. Definitely, if you could get your hands on this, I would. Now for a big ass palette, the Beautybay Fiery 2.0 palette is stunning. This is, you know, I really wanted to purchase the Beautybay, no, the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette, the newer one. But then there was a lot of drama and I just felt like, well, you know, drained, so I didn't. And then this came out and I was like, sold. This shade, first swatch of the day. This is the shade Crystal, is it? Yes, Crystal. I know my shades. Gorgeous. One of my favorite shades. Love it. Would never get rid of this palette. I'm not gonna say that because I might. Who knows, in a year or two. But just gorgeous. You have so many options, which you usually have with a big palette. Some people don't like it. I do. But I understand it is a big fucking palette. It's hard to use sometimes. It's hard to bring out. I know it's like bigger than my head, but I love the browns that you have right up here. I love the berry tones and the warmer oranges and yellows. I just think it's stunning. Have I used all the shades? Absolutely fucking not. But I think Beautybay has some great quality. Sometimes I've gotten duds from them, but that one is really nice. Okay, so this palette launched years ago. I got it this year because I haven't been able to get my head around it. No, I haven't been able to get it out of my head. Natasha the Nona Metropolis palette, like, yes, bitch. Oh, why did I wait so long? She is beautiful. I have one gripe with this palette, two gripes with this palette. These two shades that looks black, they're blue, just different undertones, but I wish one was a black. And then this one, I wish it was a little bit more like a champagne-y sort of shade, but maybe that doesn't go with this palette, I don't know. But I wish it, because I'm a boring neutral person. No, I'm a glam person. We have said that we want to stop with the entire like boring, browns are boring. No, browns are classy AF. Anyway, I've done so many beautiful looks with this one. Every time I use it, I feel super inspired. I feel like I want to use a different shimmer all the time. I think I have 3 looks with this palette up on my channel, like 3 different videos. And then I have a bunch, like if you go to my Instagram, you can just go to my makeup of the day. I have 5 different highlights with makeup of the day. The first 4 contains 100 different makeup looks that I've done with different palettes. This one, if you look at my latest makeup of the day 5, maybe in the end of makeup of the day 4 as well, you'll see a bunch of looks with this one. Beautiful. And her cream to powder formula, I mean, I thought, I don't know what I thought, but I was scared since I have hooded eyes that they would crease on me. No, she perfected it. She perfected it. So let's go back to the indie brand side. And I gotta give it to What's Up Beauty. This is the Desert Monsoon palette. I have a video up with this one as well. I can link it right up here. This is fantastic. The mattes, here you have the mattes. 4 mattes, then there are shimmers. The mattes, nothing special about them. They blend beautifully and all of that, but you know, they're browns, they're classy, they're nice, but you have those. But the shimmers, they are like this one and this one is like Natasha Denona Sparkles special shades. I know she doesn't have like special shades like Pat McGrath, but still. This one is the one that is maybe a dud because it feels a little bit like dimethicone. I don't know about that one, but even like this one, they're just beautiful. So I really gotta give it to this brand. This palette is made in Italy, which just says a lot in my personal opinion, because I have this idea that everything that's created in Italy, it's bomb. And I feel like this one is as well. Well, I think it is. You don't have to think so, but I think it is. So, sorry. Let's kick it to Urban Decay. Urban Decay, my man, my bitches. I think Urban Decay gets so much hate and it's so unnecessary. I love Urban Decay. Let me love Urban Decay. Let me think that they have amazing color story. Let me think that they have fun ideas. So this is the Urban Decay Naked Wild West palette. Let's do like this. This is what it looks like. Can I complain a little bit? It's on this shade. Beautiful, like silvery, but not really silvery, like a silvery shade that I love. But it's called Cowboy Rick. Cowboy Rick. I cringe, and I cringe, and I feel ashamed for the brand. Cowboy Rick. Were they high or were they drunk when they decided on that name? Because it was one or the other, maybe both, who fucking knows. But I think that this is such a fun palette. You have these Rude. You have these beautiful warm browns, but then you also have some cooler tones in here. This shade I thought was so much fun that they included. I thought it was so much fun that they included this shade Rustler, Cowboy Rick, this gold shade. I just think that this palette works so well. I think that it is so much fun, and I think that it was super creative. I love the Urban Decay Naked palettes. The Prince collection, the Game of Thrones collection, all of that, I don't care for it. The Naked palettes, I still think is hella fun. So now we are at the end. We have one palette to go, and I will say that I have used half of this palette. But I still needed to include it because I think it's phenomenal, and I think a lot of people have given it shit when it doesn't need to get that much shit. So this is the Natasha Denona Sendo palette. I will say I'm biased. I love Natasha's formula. I think that Natasha does amazing palettes, and I think she does so fun makeup. The shades that I haven't used are these ones right over here, so all of the blue ones, so I have basically used your boring bitch shades. Classy shades. If I got to complain about something, it would be the shade Calm has given me, it's this one, it's a cream to powder formula. It has given me some problems. It's gotten hard pan, and it's been a little bit hard to use actually. I can use it, so don't get me wrong, but it's just been a little bit tricky. And what I've been loving is that Natasha, I follow Natasha, and I think that she's amazing at like creating looks and creating beautiful looks that I can recreate at home. And I saw this beautiful look, and she was using, I got interrupted because this little guy came home also my man. But what I did see was that Natasha was creating this beautiful look with, I think it was this one, and then she blended it out with this one, and I was like, that's never gonna work, but it looked beautiful. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna trust you. And I think it's beautiful. The problems that some people have had is that the shimmer shades are not her normal like cream, no, her special like sparkly shades, except for Yama. That is super sparkly and super intense. The other shades are a little bit more subdued, but I don't get it because you could see that in the swatches. Natasha is really good at swatching out all of the products, so I don't understand why you would buy something if you didn't like the look of the product. It's not like she said, oh, these are super sparkly and intense, and then people bought it and was disappointed, because then I would understand. But it's like, I don't know, buying this palette and then being mad that it's not a blue palette. Like you knew what you were going to get. I guess that when you spend $65, you look up the product, don't you? Why would you not? So the one shade that I have had a problem with is this one. All of the other ones had worked out beautifully, but I haven't used all of the shades as I said, but I'm going to. And Natasha's cream to powder formula continues to blow my head. It blows my mind, I mean. Let me know which palettes has been your favorites this year. Even though it's an old palette, which one have you bought this year or received this year that has just blown your mind? Let me know down below in the comments. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, dislike the video if you didn't like it, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!